Hi everyone, how are you? So today I'm doing a video all about my favorite eyeshadow palettes, and I thought this might be a good video, an informative or fun video to do because there are so many eyeshadow palettes out there, and I know that when I was choosing my very first eyeshadow palette that it was such a hard decision. Not everyone can try more than one or even has the desire to try more than one because they are a little bit pricey. So when you're looking for the perfect eyeshadow palette to purchase, you want to know which one is going to work best for you. I've purchased a good amount, I would say, not an overwhelming amount, but enough that I thought I could go through and tell you guys my favorite ones, why I like them, and if I would recommend them. So these are kind of like my higher end palettes or palettes that you would find at like Sephora, not necessarily things you would find at the drugstore. I can do one of those videos on my favorite drugstore palettes or drugstore quads. If you guys want to see one of those, let me know or give this video a thumbs up and I will do that for sure. But I will start with probably the one that I would recommend most, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. And I really like this palette. It is something that I feel like was a little bit underrated because Urban Decay came out with the Naked 1 and then Naked 2, and then they came out with this, which is definitely different than the Naked 1 and Naked 2. I feel like this is probably one of my favorite palettes out of all three of them because I feel like it's so wearable. I've gotten so much use out of this palette, and if you're going to spend the amount of money that palettes cost, I feel like it's important that you actually use it on a fairly often occasion and not just when you want a specific look. You can do that too, but I feel like if you're spending your money on it, you want to be able to get your money's worth out of it. And this palette is nice because it has nice, natural, neutral colors, and you can create a natural eye if you just want to use the lighter shade all over the lid and then like a medium shade in the crease, or you can create a smoky eye by using darker shades. It has a liner color, it has a highlight color, it has the perfect lid color, crease color. It has everything that you could possibly want in one palette. Because they're nice and neutral, I feel like they can fit a lot of different skin tones. I actually have a whole video, a whole review, and a tutorial on this palette, so I will link those down below. But if you're looking for a nice natural palette, if you don't like to go too crazy with your eyeshadows, I would recommend this one for sure. Other palettes that I really like are these ones by Too Faced. I think they've changed the packaging. This was the old packaging, which is a little bit bulkier, but I really like these. I only have two of them, but I know that they have a whole line of them, and they're nice because they're a little bit more inexpensive than a lot of palettes. I believe they're in the $30–$35 range, which isn't inexpensive, but it's not as expensive as spending $50 or more on a palette, and you still get really gorgeous eyeshadows. I'm stuttering all over the place here, so try to bear with me, but I like this because it outlines it for you. Like, it has a lid color, a crease color, and then like an outer corner color, so you can follow that pattern, which has 3 different complete looks, or you can mix and match, which it comes with 9 complementing shades that just work well together. This was the first one I purchased because I saw Juicy Star 07 talking about it like years ago. This one's nice if you want a nice natural look and you still want some really gorgeous shimmery shades where you can like vamp up your eye look. I would definitely recommend it if you really like shimmery shades, because it does have 3 matte shades, but it's primarily shimmery. But they're nice, they're natural, they can go with a lot of different skin tones. You can create a darker look or you can stay natural, and I like that about this palette. This one, which is the Natural at Night palette, has more unique shades. So if you're looking for something a little bit different, or you really like shimmery shades, because this one is mostly shimmers, I would recommend this. But I like this because if you're a beginner, or even if you just need some guidelines, it comes with little cards that kind of give you like a complete look, and that's helpful if you don't even know where to start and you want something that has like instructions with it. Another one of my all-time favorite palettes would probably be the Lorac Pro palette. I think that this is definitely worth the money. This one is even less expensive than the Naked palettes, but it comes with so many colors. So if you are looking to expand your collection and you need multiple colors and you can't decide between matte and shimmery, or you can't decide between natural and bright colors, I would recommend this one because it has a whole row of mattes, a whole row of shimmeries, and then it has like your nice natural neutrals, some gold, some browns, a blue, a purple. It has everything, and this, I've created so many different looks with this because it's so versatile. I feel like you can just mix all of these shades. They're so pigmented. They are just unbelievably pigmented, and this palette is actually what got me addicted to the brand Lorac. Now I love this brand. I reach for anything Lorac that I can find because it's such high quality. The this palette and all of their other products, but this palette is the first thing I tried and I love it so much. So if you're looking for something, I would really say if you're into neutral colors that you might like this one. Is worth the money for sure, and it's definitely one of my favorite palettes of all time. So on to the infamous Naked and Naked 2 palette. I love these palettes so much. They are a little bit pricey when it comes to palettes. They're $50 each. I feel like they're definitely worth the $50. There's no question in my mind that each of these palettes is worth way more than $50 to me. But I love them so much. I'm sure that you guys have heard enough about the Naked palettes, so I'll just give you my quick opinion on them. I love them both. I know that a lot of people say, like, would you get Naked 1 or would you get Naked 2? They're completely different palettes. At first glance, they might look similar, but they definitely are different. Naked 1 is one of my favorites for sure. I tend to reach for this one more so during the fall because the colors are just so warm and inviting. If you want a nice natural look, again, there's really pretty natural shades. There's some deeper shades. I love this like gold and like this darker bronzy, and then you can create a smoky eye. I feel like the Naked palette is probably a little bit higher on my list than the Naked 2 just because there are a lot of different combinations you can use, and I've used this so much and I haven't hit pan on any of my shadows because they are so pigmented that you don't need a ton of shadow to create Naked 2 palette. I love just as much. I'm obsessed with this one equally. I'm not sure which one I love better, but I usually reach for this one a little bit more during the winter and the spring. I feel like these shadows are a little bit more cool toned, and again, I think that if I'm going for like a nice natural eye, it's nice. You can vamp it up a little bit, but this one's nice if you wear like golds or you wear silvers and grays. I feel like they're so different, but yet they're so, I love them both so much. So it's a really tough choice for me, and I can't say which one I would recommend. Again, people say if you like warmer eyeshadows, go for this, cooler eyeshadows, go for this, but you kind of just have to look at them, see which ones you think you're going to use more, but I love these. I think they're definitely worth the $50. So this next palette isn't necessarily high-end, it's actually more of like a drugstore price, but I wasn't really sure which video to stick it in because you can't get it at the drugstore. You have to order it online, and that would have to be the BH Cosmetics palette. I got this a while ago and it says a limited edition, so I'm not sure if it's still available. I will look and see if it is, but any of the BH Cosmetics palettes you can't really go wrong with because they're all kind of they have like the same concept. This palette in particular I really liked because it had a lot of bright colors, which I don't own, and then it had a lot of like nice natural neutral colors, so it was kind of a good mix of everything. These shadows, like, don't let the price fool you. These shadows are so pigmented. I love them so much. They blend so nicely and they're literally just so silky and buttery. I can't believe that they're available for the price they are available for. So I would have to say I've tried other BH Cosmetics shadows and they're all the same. So depending on what colors you want, I would definitely check out the website, try some, look around. I mean, for the price, you really can't beat it. So if you don't want to spend a lot on a shadow and you're not necessarily as concerned with like name brand shadows, check out BH Cosmetics. You might find something that you like, but I would recommend their shadows. I think they are so pigmented and they blend so nicely. So I realize a lot of those palettes might be like cliche palettes that everyone talks about, but they are talked about for a reason and loved for a reason. They're just great palettes and you can't go wrong with any of those. I do have 3 that I kind of wanted to give like an honorable mention. They're not my staple palettes that I would go out and recommend to every single person, but they are palettes depending on your preferences that you might like. So the first one is this one, which I picked up recently, and this is the Lorac Mint Collection palette, and it was a limited edition, but I think it's still for sale in a couple of places. These shadows are really unique and really pretty. They aren't your everyday colors, but I feel like when they're appropriate, you're going to use them so much. I've been using the first 2 colors non-stop since I got it, and the other 4 colors are just really gorgeous colors to have. I love that it comes with a blush, and this set actually came with a lip gloss too. So if you are looking for something unique and you have all of the palettes in the world and you kind of want to try something different, I would recommend this one because I love the Lorac eyeshadows so much. Again, from Lorac, I love the Lorac Pro To Go. I have a whole video and review which I will link down below, but these shadows are so pretty for fall, especially now that it's October. I felt like this was really fall appropriate. I just think they are gorgeous. And the nice thing is that this comes with 2 blushes and a bronzer. So if you're a big fan of all of my products in one palette, then this might be for you, but I'll link my review down below. So that is the end of my video. I hope that this video was somewhat helpful and that I could help some of you guys as you're looking for which palette to choose. If you want an in-depth video on any of them that I don't have, I can do that for sure, but I will link any related videos down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any requests, let me know. Let me know what your favorite palette is in the comments below. And if you want to see a video on my favorite drugstore palettes, trios, quads, whatever they have, then let me know and I can do that for sure. So I hope you guys have a great day and I will talk to you later. Bye.